Alrighty, today I'm going to do a little something different. Mobile. I'm going to do something called an old and new review. For a while I've been fascinated about things that keep popping up in the merchandise industry, and it's just companies using what they have and then rebranding it. But there's several recurring items in the the Super Mario Brothers series, and there's been a lot of parallels between Super Mario World and New Super Mario Brothers Wii, or New Super Mario Brothers, the original, the DS version. And I'd like to discuss those. There's some that even date back to the original Super Mario Brothers, so we'll take a look at those too. But first, I've tracked down both versions of this game. It's the Super Mario World Tower game and the New Super Mario Brothers Tower game, and we're going to take a look at both. They have both been opened, so we're going to go ahead and look at what is inside. Now, let's look at the box real quick. These are both made by, we'll confirm, I know this one's made by Epoch. The new one is made by Epoch, but the old one doesn't have an Epoch logo on it. Let's look real quick. GoCo and BLA, but this Kawada became Epoch, or I might have to do some research on that. If Kawada became Epoch, or if Epoch bought him out, or whatever. But in any case, Epoch got the rights to this game, this style of game. And here's some graphics on how to play. And the tower wobbles and your characters fall off, and you're trying to oust Bowser. Okay? And there's some really nice art. Some custom art for this item. So let's pop the top. You can see right away the tower is already built, fills the whole thing. This comes with 2 painted figures and a load of other figures. And it's going to be hard because the tower comes apart. So I can just set that there. So here's the base that the tower sits on. And it's a balancing game at its heart. Okay. And the tower is just going to sit on this base. Like so. And wobble. So you have to balance the characters that you get. Okay. And I haven't quite figured out the exact way to play this game, so you have to bear with me, but it seems pretty simple. So there's your tower. Okay. And Bowser sits on the top. And what you're trying to do is beat Bowser. Now that is a nice painted figure of Bowser. It's a little rare to see him in that in those colors. He's always been this way in Japan. Well, he was blue first, right, on the Super Mario Brothers box. But those have been his colors for a long time. We first saw those colors in Super Mario 64, really. Okay, so then you have loads of other figures, and they're in this little pouch here. So you have these little mushrooms. Okay. And it's kind of funny that the eyes are there, but the little dots are divots. Okay. So then what you do, there's also grown Yoshis and baby Yoshis. One of the few baby Yoshi items. And you get this die, and it tells you where your character can go. In your character, you play as Mario. Okay. I'm not sure if this is a single-player game or what's going on, but because you'd think if there's a second player, it'd be Luigi. But you stack all the figures along the edge, along the rim of the tower, to balance it out. So when it wobbles, I think one of the die settings is like wobble it, so stuff falls off. And you win, I think, if Bowser falls off and you get to the top of the tower. So all these color-coded rims are part of the die, so your character can move up. Or you can place balancing figures all on it. Okay, so that's what that tower game is all about. But now let's look at the new one, because it's same premise but a little different. That's what we love. And the reason I'm doing this first is because this was kind of what clued me into the fact that there were repeating items in Mario merchandise history. Oh, bummer, this is a little taped. Well, since it's taped, we can just get an idea of what's going on here. You can see the figures are different. There's a lot more variety in the characters. Yellow Goombas, they're all translucent figures. There's a Koopa, there's Mario, Peach and Bowser are in this one, and even Bowser Jr. And I'm not sure if that's all of them, all the ones available. It appears that on the box there are red, green, yellow, and blue versions of each character that I just mentioned. You can see that is evident right here and right here. Okay, so let's try to follow along. One, you build the die. Okay. Two, you assemble the tower. And then you place what looks like either weights or tubing in the middle of the tower. And then you choose who goes, which character has what. So it looks like it's pretty random what color characters you get. And then you place them based on how you roll the die. And then you hit it to see who stays on. And then number one is you have no figures. And your figures are still on the tower. Okay. And then you disassemble and you can play a different game. And you have this, oh look at that, you have a pipe launcher to launch people on the pipe, on the tower. So if your figures stick, that's the other part of the game. Then you have all this stuff over here. Yeah, it might be a different game, or that might be how you play. It looks like the pipe launcher game. You're trying to get all the figures in the hole while keeping your figures on. Oh, and there's the readout of who's in the box. Okay. So that is the first old and new review. And it did take me a while to track down the Super Mario World version. I had the tower for a long time. The tower figures. Sorry. I just had the figures. And I didn't have the actual tower or the box. But now I have the whole thing, so I can do my first old and new review. And next we're going to go on to the metal figures that date all the way back to Super Mario World. There are a couple of metal figures from earlier, but we'll take a look at that. There's some more recurring merchandise, and there's a whole list of stuff that I have and will have soon of stuff that is recurring, especially from Epoch, but also from other companies of Mario merchandise. So, and there's some from other facets, like Kirby has some stuff that's appearing again, and even a little bit of stuff from Zelda. So look out for these new old and new reviews. Have a good one.